Hello everyone and welcome to another Scan-to-CAD Pro video. In today's video, we're going to be going through some of the different constraints that we can set up when in the sketching mode of the design phase to fully define the sketch entities and also create the perfect design intent for our part. So we have this part that we've imported in and we are just getting started with the first sketch here. So I'm just grabbing a mesh sketch, which gives me the outline of the mesh intersecting the sketch plane here. So I'm going to click confirm to enter into the sketch mode, and I'm going to grab a line and fit them just directly on these different elements by just using my control click option here. And let's go and grab some circles while we're at it as well. Okay. So now that I've got those in place, let's go through some of the different constraints we can set to define this. So for example, this line here, I can move it in any sort of direction. And I can also stretch it out as well. So one of the things that we can define is setting up a direction constraint. So I'm going to select this one by just clicking on it. And while I have it selected, you'll notice that this little add constraints menu pops up on the left side panel. I can then add a vertical constraint actually. And that includes a little icon there to let me know that that's now been set vertically. And now I don't have the option to change the angle, but I can still move it freely while it's staying in the perfect vertical alignment. If I want to remove that, I can also middle click on it and you'll see it disappears. So to add that back in and also add this one at the same time, I'm going to use my control select to grab both of them and apply the vertical constraint at the same time here. So let's also go through the Create Constraints menu here, where you can see a variety of different constraints that you can set up, such as parallel, perpendicular, fixed, and coincident. So I'm going to select the horizontal one and just use my control left mouse to just select these two like that, and that automatically applies a horizontal constraint. If let's say I wanted this point to touch with that point, that would be something like a coincident. So then I could grab that point there, this point here, and those two have been matched up. So you'll notice that for the created constraints, that this shows me the list of constraints that I have, and I can at any point delete any one of these, or just simply add them back in by just selecting the constraint and using my selection to pop it in. So I'm going to then just click OK there to confirm that. Let's stretch this back out over here. Then let's move over onto some of these circles. So with these circles, let's say I want to keep them all the same size. So I'm going to grab my smart dimension, set this up to be 7 millimeters exactly. And to keep these all at the same diameter, I'm going to box select all of them together and select the equal constraint. So now if you notice there, some of these other circles have just grown or shrunk in size to match the 7 millimeter equal constraint. So if I were to go in and change that to 10, that also matches up this way. Let's change that back to 7. Another thing that I can control is the position of these circles. So if I wanted to fix that in place, you'll see I can move this one freely right now. But if I just click on the center point and hit the fix icon, that creates this little lock where it lets me know that that cannot move from its original point. So once this is set up here for this particular circle, you'll notice that it turned into a black outline instead of this blue outline. The black lets me know that this is a fully defined sketch entity, meaning it can't be moved or changed because of the constraints that have been applied on it. If I were to, let's say, delete this, it turns back to blue, letting me know that there's still something that isn't fully constrained on that specific element. So you can use a wide variety of different constraints to define your sketches, and this is really going to be helpful for when you're doing a parametric design that needs to match up with the design intent of the part that you're creating.